Good morning, all of you. I'm Dr. Pradeep Kumar, working as Assistant Professor in St. Peter's Engineering College, Autonomous, Hyderabad. The next topic is linear combination of atomic orbitals, and we can also call as LCAO method. Linear combination of atomic orbitals, LCAO method. To explain the formation of molecular orbitals, here we have one method, that is LCAO method. According to the linear combination of atomic orbital method, here the formation of the molecular orbitals can take place either by subtraction or addition of the wave function of the atomic orbitals. According to the LCAO method, there is the formation of molecular orbitals can take place either by addition or subtraction of wave function of the atomic orbitals. Okay. Here, if you see, if the atomic orbital, the wave function of the atomic orbitals, if it is involved in the addition, if the addition of wave function of atomic orbitals can involve then we will get molecular orbital type, that is known as bonding molecular orbital. This is a constructive mode. We can call as constructive mode, isn't it? According to the linear combination of atomic orbitals, if the addition of the wave function of the atomic orbitals which are going to overlap can involve, then we will get bonding molecular orbital. This method or this mode is known as constructive mode. Okay, in this mode we will get the bonding molecular orbitals. Actually, these bonding molecular orbital are having the this bonding molecular orbital is having the lower energy compared to the constituent atomic orbitals. These bonding molecular orbitals are lower in energy compared to the constituent atomic orbitals. Okay. Now this energy difference between the formed molecular orbitals and participated atomic orbitals. That means the energy difference between the bonding molecular orbitals and atomic orbitals is known as stabilization energy. The difference between the bonding molecular orbital and atomic orbitals is known as stabilization energy. Thus, this stabilization energy implies the stability to the molecule. This stabilization energy implies to the stability to the molecular molecules, isn't it? This is about the formation of the bonding molecular orbital. Here we have some characteristics of bonding molecular orbitals. Okay. Yeah. If you assume the two different atoms A and B are participating in the overlapping of the atomic orbitals to form the molecular orbitals, the equation will be like this: psi MO is equals to psi A plus psi B. That means here the wave function of the molecular orbital is equals to the wave function of the atomic orbital A and wave function of the atomic orbital B. Okay. This equation is related to the constructive mode, that is the formation of the bonding molecular orbital. Okay. Coming to the characteristics of the bonding molecular orbital, here we have some characteristics to related to the bonding molecular orbital. First point is these bonding molecular orbitals are having the lower in energy compared to their constituent atomic orbitals energy. Okay, these bonding molecular orbitals energy will be lower in compared to their constituent atomic orbitals energy, and these bonding molecular orbitals are having the high electron density around the nucleus. Okay, in the bonding molecular orbitals, those are having high electron density around the nucleus, and these bonding molecular orbitals actually impacts the stability to the molecule. It impacts the stability to the molecule. These bonding molecular orbitals impacts the stability to the molecule, and here every electron in it makes contribution to the attraction of two combining atoms. Here every electron it makes, actually it will give the contribution to form the molecular orbitals. Each electrons in the bonding molecular orbitals, each electrons are having the contribution to attract the combining atomic orbitals. And final point, that is here the lobes should have the same sign. The atomic orbitals lobes, that means the atomic orbitals which are going to overlap, those should have the same sign. If we have the same sign, the lobes should have the same sign, isn't it? Then only the bonding molecular orbital formation can take place. Okay, if the lobes having the same sign, then only we'll get the bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, this is about the characteristics of the bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, if the molecular orbital is formed due to the subtraction of the wave functions of the atomic orbitals involved, is known as antibonding molecular orbitals. If the molecular orbitals is formed due to the subtraction process, of atomic orbitals involved in the combining process, is known as antibonding molecular orbital. Antibonding molecular orbitals. Okay, this mode is known as destructive mode. If the molecular orbital is formed due to the subtraction of the wave functions of the atomic orbitals overlapping involved, is known as antibonding molecular orbitals. This mode is known as destructive mode. These antibonding molecular orbitals are actually having the higher in energy compared to the constituent atomic orbitals energy. These antibonding molecular orbitals actually having the higher in energy compared to their constituent atomic orbitals energy. Here the energy difference between the antibonding molecular orbital and combining atomic orbital is known as destabilization energy. Destabilization energy. The energy difference between the antibonding molecular orbitals and atomic orbitals, the combining atomic orbitals, is known as destabilization energy. So this destabilization energy is impacts the instability to the molecule. This can destabilize the molecule. Okay, here we have some characteristics to the antibonding molecular orbitals. First, if you assume two different atoms are participating to form the molecular orbitals in the overlapping process, A and B, atoms A and B, then the related equation to the formation of antibonding molecular orbitals is like this. Okay, psi star MO is equals to psi A minus psi B. Yeah, here we are indicating the antibonding molecular orbital as star. Here the wave function of the molecular orbital is equals to the here wave function of atomic orbital A minus wave function of atomic orbital B. The subtraction, that is, this method is known as destructive method. Destructive mode, isn't it? This is a destructive mode. In this destructive mode, actually the subtraction of the two different atomic orbitals can take place and form the antibonding molecular orbital. Okay? Yeah. Coming to the characteristics of the antibonding molecular orbitals, the first, these antibonding molecular orbitals are having the higher in energy compared to their constituent atomic orbitals energy, isn't it? These antibonding molecular orbitals are having the higher energy compared to their constituent atomic orbitals energy. Okay, and these antibonding molecular orbitals are having the low electron density in between the nucleus. Okay, these antibonding molecular orbitals having the low electron density in between the nucleus, and these antibonding molecular orbitals actually impacts the instability to the molecules. Bonding molecular orbitals can impact the stability to the molecule, but these antibonding molecular orbitals impacts the instability to the molecule. Okay, yeah. Coming to the next point, every electron in it makes contribution to the repulsion of atomic orbitals, isn't it? Here every electron in it makes contribution to the repulsion of two combining atoms. Okay, yeah. And the final point, that is last point, here lobes should have the opposite signs. The participating or overlapping lobes should have the opposite signs, then only they will get antibonding molecular orbitals. Okay, if it is having the same signs, we will get the bonding molecular orbitals, and here if we have the different signs, then we will get the antibonding molecular orbitals. Okay, these are the characteristics of the antibonding molecular orbital. Actually, the molecular orbital can give the probability of electron distribution around the different nucleus. The molecular orbital can give the probability of electron density around the different nucleus, isn't it? Different nucleus. While atomic orbital can give the probable electron density around the single nucleus, isn't it? Single nucleus. And molecular orbitals shapes. The shapes of the molecular orbitals can depends on the combining types of the atomic orbitals. Molecular orbital shapes depends on the combining types of atomic orbitals, isn't it? While in the case of atomic orbitals shapes, we already know those are fixed, isn't it? Atomic orbital shapes are fixed. We know S, P, D, F, isn't it? S orbital is having spherical shape, P orbital is having dumbbell shape, D orbital double dumbbell, isn't it? This is about the shapes. And the molecular orbitals denotes, here we have two molecular orbitals, two types, that is bonding molecular orbitals can denotes as sigma, pi, delta, etc. While in the case of the anti-bonding molecular orbital, it denotes like psi star, pi star and delta star, etc. Isn't it? These are the energy levels for the bonding molecular orbitals, sigma, pi, delta, isn't it? These are the energy levels for the anti-bonding molecular orbital, sigma star, pi star, delta star, etc. Okay? And well, in the case of atomic orbitals, we already know we can give the energy levels as 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, isn't it? Yeah. This is the differences between the molecular orbitals and atomic orbitals. And coming to the next topic, according to the linear combination of atomic orbitals, here the wave function for the molecular orbital. The wave function for molecular orbitals is psi AB. Isn't it? Psi AB. If you take as two different atoms, A and B are atoms. A and B are two different atoms. Here we have the wave function for the molecular orbital is psi AB, can be represented by, according to the LCAO method, psi AB is equals to n into C1 psi A plus C2 psi B. According to linear combination of atomic orbital method, here the wave function for a molecular orbital A and B atoms, that is psi AB is equals to n into C1 psi A plus C2 psi B for a bonding molecular orbital. Here n is a normalizing constant. N is a normalizing constant. And here these C1 and C2 are the constant given for the minimum energy for wave function A and B, psi A and psi b, isn't it? Here the n is normalizing constant, and C1 and C2 are the constant which are given to the minimum energy for psi and psi b wave functions. Okay. Yeah. According to linear combination of atomic orbitals, here the probability of formation of bonding molecular orbital is equals to psi a square ab is equals to n into C1 psi a plus C2 psi b whole square. According to linear combination of atomic orbitals, the probability of formation of bonding molecular orbital is equals to psi square ab is equals to n into C1 psi a plus C2 psi b whole square. If we expand this equation as a plus b whole square, n square C1 square psi a plus C2 square psi b plus C2 square psi b plus 2 into C1 C2 psi a psi b. This is the equation related to the formation of probability of formation of bonding molecular orbital. Okay. If you see here, this C1 square psi a and C2 square psi b is related to the finding of probability of electron density on a atom related to A and B respectively. Okay, C1 square psi a is equals to probability of finding of an electron on atom A, and C square psi b is related to probability of finding of an electron on B atom. Okay, this is the related to the formation of bonding molecular orbital according to the LCAO method. Then here we have some limitations. Here we have some limitations to form the molecular orbitals. Conditions for the LCAO method. Here we have some conditions to participate in the linear combination of atomic orbitals method. Okay. First method, as we discussed in the earlier, first point is that is the combining atomic orbitals should have the comparable energy. It should have the comparable energy. The combining atomic orbitals should have the comparable or similar or roughly similar energy. And here we have the orientation also. The orientation also matters here, isn't it? The orientation will be same. Then the overlapping of the combining atomic orbitals lobes should be maximum extent. The overlapping should have maximum extent. The overlapping lobes should have maximum. We need maximum overlapping. This is known as rule of maximum overlap. Rule of maximum overlap. To form the molecular orbitals, it should have the rule of, it should follow the rule of maximum overlap. Okay. Yeah. Conditions for the linear combination of atomic orbitals. Here, the first point, the atomic orbitals should have the comparable energy or roughly same energy, and the orientation will be same for the combining atomic orbitals, and the overlapping should have the maximum extent. Okay, when the overlapping should have the maximum, then the bond will be stable, isn't it? This is known as rule of maximum overlap. Okay, these three conditions should follow to form the molecular orbitals according to the linear combination of atomic orbital method. Okay, and here finally we have the to filling of the molecular orbitals. How to fill the molecular orbitals? With electrons. Okay, rules for filling the molecular orbitals. Rules for filling molecular orbitals. What are the rules are there to fill the molecular orbitals with electrons? Okay, first we have first rule, Aufbau rule. Actually, we know these rules, Aufbau rule and Pauli exclusion rule and Hund's maximum multiplicity rule, isn't it? But I am going to remind you. What is Aufbau rule? Aufbau rules, according to the Aufbau rule, the molecular orbitals, the filling of the molecular orbitals can take place according to their energy levels. Okay, their energy levels. First, it should fill the lower energy orbital. According to the Aufbau rule, first fill the lower energy orbital. That means the increasing order of the energy, isn't it? First it can fill by the lower energy orbital, then it goes to higher energy orbital. This is known as Aufbau rule. And second one is Pauli exclusion principle. Pauli exclusion principle. What is Pauli exclusion principle? Yeah, according to the Pauli exclusion principle, here one molecular orbital should have exclusively only 2 electrons. One molecular orbital should have only 2 electrons. The maximum capacity of the molecular orbital is 2 electrons. Okay. Yeah. Coming to the third one, that is Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. According to the Hund's maximum multiplicity rule, here the degenerate molecular orbitals need to fill each of the orbital by 1 electron. Okay, the degenerate molecular orbital need to fill each orbital by 1 electron. Then only will it need to go for the pairing. Okay, for example, if you take in the molecular orbital, actually if you have the 3 orbitals, these are degenerate orbital. Degenerate orbital nothing but the orbitals which are having the same energy, isn't it? That means these three orbitals are actually having the same energy, which we can call degenerate orbital. In this degenerate orbital, how to fill the electrons? See here. First, it will go to this electron, this orbital, and then it will not go to pair up and go to next orbital, and also next orbital, isn't it? Now, each orbital we need to fill single electron, then only pair up will be start. Then only pair up will be start. Okay? This is known as Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. Okay. Now what are the rules? Here we have three rules: Aufbau rule, Pauli exclusion principle, and Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. According to the Aufbau rule, first the electron can fill the lowest energy orbital, then it can goes to next level of energy orbital, isn't it? And coming to the Pauli exclusion principle, according to the Pauli exclusion principle, each molecular orbital need to have only 2 electron, maximum of 2 electron, maximum of 2 electron. This is known as Pauli exclusion principle. And coming to the Hund's maximum multiplicity rule, according to Hund's maximum multiplicity rule, actually the degenerate molecular orbitals need to fill 1 electron each. Then only it can go to fill the pairing. Then only it can goes to pairing. This is known as Hund's maximum multiplicity rule. This is a discussion about the linear combination of atomic orbitals. Okay.